I'm dedicating this video to a particular type of person. A person who does not want or see kids in their future lives. Also, unhappy or unsuccessful at the present moment. So let's define success. I cannot define success for you. I can only define success for me, and I can interpret it in my own way. Success is purely individual. Your success might be different to my success, so let me define my success. I see success as fulfillment, and my fulfillment means achieving certain milestones in the goals that I set for myself. This for me is fulfillment, and then it transfers to success. I may set a goal for myself, okay, let's say I want to reach 1,000 subscribers by 1st of January 2024. For me, this is a milestone that I would reach, and in return I would be more fulfilled and see myself as more successful. Now this is a very small milestone and is only an example. I can set out more milestones or goals for myself and achieve those, and in return be more fulfilled. So this for me is success, not the subscribers or anything, but that's what I see. It's basically fulfillment. It's attaining some sort of knowledge that fulfills me. It's making certain friends, having a good, healthy relationship with my partner, having a good, healthy relationship with my parents fulfills me, and I see this as success. Having a great balance in my life, by not having bad karma in my life, I also view as success. By releasing a certain energy into this world, by releasing positive energy into this world, I also see as success because it fulfills me. By making these types of videos, they fulfill me from receiving feedback on my videos. It fulfills me because it makes me feel like I'm making changes in this world, which also fulfill me. When I feel like I'm making a change in my own life and in a different person's life, let's say you watching this video, if I'm making a change in your life, this also fulfills me. But to achieve full fulfillment, I feel like you require, as a male, to have children, to have an offspring. This is a requirement from birth. When you have been given male parts or female parts, this applies to both genders. You are required from birth to have a child, multiple children. This is our duty. As from birth, you're required to have a child. This is the only way to become fully fulfilled in life, because learning all of the things you're learning right now, watching this video, doing anything in life is purely meaningless if you do not want to pass on all of your knowledge to your offspring, to your child, to your daughter or your son. It is purely a waste of time if you read books to attain lots of knowledge, and if you go out and explore the world, if you have all of these tales to tell, but you have no one to tell them to. And the most important thing is you do not have a son or a daughter to tell them to. It is our duty to have children. A lot of people do not want children in the current world. They feel like it's not the time, or they're too broke to have children. They feel like everything in the world is messed up and they do not want to bring up the child in this world. And they see this as an act of, like a good act. That they're not bringing up the child in this destroyed world with values that they do not believe in. Or purely do not want children because they're self-serving, purely selfish people that want to serve themselves for the rest of their lives and be purely selfish. What is the point in that? So, what did I say at the beginning of this video? This video is made for the person that is currently unhappy with themselves and does not want children or see children in his future or her future. The reason why you're unhappy at the moment, at the present moment, is because you do not see kids in the future. You do not see having children in the future. You do not want them. This is, or might be, a cause of your unhappiness. Let me explain. You at the moment are doing very little to improve your life. You are not performing any difficult tasks that will transform your life to attain any kind of fulfillment or any kind of success, because you do not have a goal of sharing all of the success or fulfillment with your offsprings, with your children. Let me rephrase this. You do not have any motivation to live because you do not have somebody to live for. I feel like life is very difficult if you do not have a child as your end goal. I am attaining all of the knowledge. I'm reading all of the books. I'm going out, experiencing life, so I can teach my children in the best way possible. So I can bring them up in a way that is superior to everyone else. I want my child to be capable of living in this world and have a great skill set or great skill sets, so they can have a fulfillment of life. So I can teach my children the values of having children themselves. So then I can have grandchildren and great-grandchildren. These are the values that we should preserve. At the moment, there are many movements that make us not want to have children. You can see the media pushing a narrative that makes us not want to have children. And we can see a decline in people having children. At the moment, we are experiencing a time of depopulation and possible human extinction. And you may think, this guy is talking about human extinction. We have like 8 billion people in this world. You know, China, India, there's so many people, they're all reproducing. Let's see how long that lasts. Different topic. But to be fully fulfilled, you want to learn every single thing you can learn in this world for a sole purpose of passing all of that knowledge onto your children. This will make you fulfilled as a person. And if you are currently unhappy with yourself and the way your life is moving, if you're unhappy in the trajectory that your life is going to, you need to have children. Because this will give you motivation and drive to change your life for the sake of your children. Because I feel like we do not have enough motivation and drive to change our lives sometimes just for ourselves and purely our own purpose. We do not want to take risks that will in return make us more successful because we do not want children. If we want children, we will do everything to change our lives to make that child's life better. And see that I'm not using the word easier. We do not want to make the child's life easier. We want to make it better. We want our children to be fulfilled, and we want to teach them values that are important in life. The values that we're currently losing in this world. The values that the media and the whole, we can call it the matrix, is trying to destroy. The current values of masculinity, the current values of just being a good human being are not being preserved, and they're just being destroyed. So we want to learn about these values as human beings and be very knowledgeable about these values so we can teach our children to live in the same way with the same values so they can teach their children and preserve the values of this world, the good values. So you're currently unhappy, you do not want children, you should want children. We were having children from a very, very early stage in this world. 2,000 years ago, there was not even a question of you having a child or not having a child. You had male parts, someone else had female parts. It just made sense. You do the deed, you have a child, you bring him up, you pass on your values, you pass on your heritage, you pass on your knowledge, all of the tales of the world that you have learned from traveling the world, from experiencing life in a tough way, from all the mistakes you have made, from all the errors, the blunders. You teach them everything that you've learned. You teach them what not to do. You teach them what to do. Do you not see beauty in this? Do you not see beauty in teaching your child and passing on your knowledge and preserving the values, the good values of this world, to make this world have more positive than negative energy? At the moment, the world is it's leading in negative energy because our values are being destroyed, because we are confused as human beings, because we do not want to have children anymore, and that's only one part of it. But to preserve values, you first need to make yourself fulfilled, and then pass on your fulfillment to your children. Do not complain about being unhappy if you do not want children. The reason why you're unhappy at the moment is because you do not want children. The reason why you're not making changes in your life, why you're not taking risks in your life, is only because you do not want children. There will never be a right time to have a child. There will never be the right time to have a child. You may see this world as completely messed up and you do not want to bring them up into this world, but let me tell you, it is your duty to control your circumstances in a way that the world would not affect your child. That the current thing, we'll call it a thing, that the world is trying to do right now, you probably know what I'm talking about. They're trying to brainwash a lot of people, especially kids. You should be able to make that not possible. Just by having good values as yourself, by learning about masculinity, by learning about being a good father, you should be able to make that not possible. So your child's brain is not infiltrated by the current narrative. So, yeah, it's never the right time to have children, but the only right time is now. And when a male is set with a challenge, when a masculine male is set with a challenge to have children, you see your partner, she tells you, I'm pregnant. Even if you're unsuccessful at the moment, you will completely do a 180 of your life. You will spin 180 degrees and you will change what needs to be changed in order to make your child's life better. To make a smoother upbringing. We can adapt to anything we want as human beings. We can adapt simply by just being faced with a challenge. And we need to be faced with a challenge to adapt and to change. And yes, having children is definitely challenging. It is definitely something that is quite difficult to do. To raise a child in a good way. So if you're unhappy at the moment and you do not want children, blame the fact that you do not want children. That's about it. Have children. I hope I change your mind a little bit. That's what I think. You might think something else. But let me know what you think in the comments. Peace.